We are now going to briefly discuss a few ways to improve your survey design. Reliability and validity are interrelated. Reliability is necessary for validity. However, reliability does not guarantee validity. You can consistently measure something that you're not intending to measure. There are a number of different ways you can improve validity and reliability, and most of them involve dealing with potential respondents prior to completing your survey. In the first case, you can engage potential respondents in group discussions about the questions to be included in the survey. Focus groups are commonly used at all levels of survey research. You might use focus groups to help you conceptualize the questions in the early stages, and you also might use them to go over surveys and test particular questions. In addition, you might conduct cognitive interviews. Cognitive interviews look in depth at what meanings are made out of each and every word in the question, what each answer choice would mean. These are in-depth interviews with potential respondents and take a considerable amount of time. Make sure you audio tape all your test interviews. You want to review these tapes and identify any problems you may have in question wording or delivery. And finally, it's always a good idea to pre-test your final surveys. When you're interviewing other people, ask detailed questions about what they think their responses mean, about whether they understand what you're asking them, and what they think you're trying to say. Don't explain to them what you think you're trying to say. Listen to them. If they didn't understand, other respondents won't understand either. You can ask your question as both open and closed-ended to check your response categories. See what response categories arise naturally from respondents. Ask respondents about what key concepts mean to them. Maybe you left something out of an index or a scale that would be very important. Response rates for probability samples are critical. Are non-respondents different than respondents? Certainly for non-probability samples, those who are willing to be recruited are definitely different than those who are not. For probability samples, poor response rates can have a significant impact on the randomization process and error. So keep in mind, you want to have the highest response rate you can possibly have, and you want to do as much as possible to make this happen. Unfortunately, internet surveys are notorious for very poor response ratings. How to raise response rates. Tenacious survey collection is one way to do this. As I already mentioned in a previous module, you have to not be afraid to ask again, especially with internet surveys. Usually, if something isn't taken right away, people don't do the survey. So make sure you ask repeatedly. You also want to make sure that the survey is attractive and easy to complete. If something seems simple to people, they're more likely to do it. If it gets too long, they're going to stop midway through. And don't forget, as I mentioned previously, an altruistic appeal, you're helping me out, you're doing me a favor, you're helping my research, is effective in raising response rates, as is having a credible research sponsor. What are we going to do for our project? You'll be distributing the class survey through your social networks. You'll be posting it on Facebook, emailing it to your friends, posting it on any other social media sites that you visit. Remember, if you can get 500 respondents, you'll get cookies. 1,000 equal pizza. Also remember, we may need a diverse age range, so send it to your parents, send it to your cousins, aunts and uncles, grandparents, friends from work. We want to get as wide and as diverse a sample as we can possibly get. Good luck.